Le damos la bienvenida a Santiago Kovadelov, se graduó en Filosofía en la Universidad de Buenos Aires.
We welcome Santiago Kovaladov. He's a graduate of philosophy from the University of Buenos Aires. He's an honorary professor of the Autonomous University of Madrid and member of the scientific committee of the Israel University. He's a poet. He writes books for children and he's a translator. He received the first National Literature Award in 1992. He also received a Poetry Award in 2000. He's also received several awards by the Journalism Academy. He obtained the Platinum Cornex Award, and he's a member of the National Academy of Moral Science and Politics. A round of applause for him.
Muchísimas gracias a todos.
Thank you very much. Everybody I want to thank who have invited me to share this reflection moment. We all know that thinking is infrequent or is something we do seldom. We need to do this as a task, not as our destiny. A task is permanently constructing or building. I wanted to start this presentation, which I titled What the Future Demands from the Present in Argentina, going over some passages of the presentations we were privileged to listen to. In most of them, as probably you did, I find a constant element to which I will soon refer. Santiago del Cel spoke about a blessing and a curse. He said that a blessing were the available resources, and the curse was, in his words, the possibility or the tendency to repeat instead of innovating. Repeating or repetition has to do with being impossible to learn from failure, innovations with capitalizing errors or mistakes. This wealth, this treasure, he said, being rich is the same as being wise. It's evident that the gap between the heritage that we have to its implementation, to converting wealth in wisdom, is the passage that goes from the responsibility we have when we inherit, when we have a heritage. Who inherits? The person that transforms, that converts what he's receiving is a heir. But the person who only receives is the receiver. Using the received resources without feeling the transformation of the conversion is part of the past, not of the future. Is part of the past, not of the future. People who do not transform the heritage through innovation is part of what has been received, and received as something in the past, is past tense. Argentina is being threatened by the validity or by the validity of the past and not of the present. Roberto Bizan made a very clear presentation, and so, when something is so clear, sometimes it is so dazzling. It has transparency, but we need reflection and time for that. Where are the policies, he asked himself. We need to it's important to think 20 years later the possibility to build a bridge and coordinate the private with the public side. Here I come back to the very important concept, which is capitalizing failure. And I go to my own title. The future is not what we have ahead of us. What we have ahead of us is a blurred horizon of a day that didn't happen yet. The future is what we build as a project with regard to the present time. The future is the list of proposals that we make to our current times. So we convert those current times in present, and to convert those blurred future days in a project. There is a very necessary linkage between the current happenings to what will happen in the future, so that present becomes future. People who have a future are people who have projects. It's not people who have time. There is a sort of perverted concept of young people, which consists in telling them that they have everything is ahead of them. No, that's not true. There's nothing ahead of them. They have time, and time is nothing if it is not structured as a project. We Argentinians know that. So it is absolutely necessary to learn to think what Juan Barrero called obtain learning from those who have failed. Failure can be an extraordinary source of learning. It's not true that we have never failed, because a failing body is full of scars, and this reflects the pain. It's necessary to understand that a good teacher is somebody who have learned because he or she has learned that the list of responses he or she had is no longer valid. The questions don't come before the answers. They come after them. The questions are the critical state of a list of responses that are no longer functional. When you ask questions, it's because you are running out of responses. This means that you had answers in the past. And to learn how to ask is to be aware of the dysfunctionality of the available answers. So this is learning to think. So those who understand the questions for something that comes before the answers have not understood properly that questions are the result of dysfunctional answers. We have to, when we become aware of which these answers are, means that we are starting to have future. We are able to dialogue, to interact with failure in order to find an alternative. Juan Barrero also said that it was necessary to align life purposes, that's the way he put it, with professional purposes. What are life purposes? The relationship between the private and public is the relation in the framework of this meeting between what I want to do out of myself and what the context needs from me. what I want to make out of myself, I, first person singular, me, I, what do I want? And to what extent what I want is the expression of my freedom to choose and my freedom in the context where I live, because we have to articulate desire and social demand. Those who resign to themselves in order to accept the social demand or look to another place is going to die. You don't do something for the society if you resign to yourself. A philosopher of the 19th century said that there's nothing is nothing better or nothing nicest or nothing which is more beautiful than having our own passion. And we call a passion for ourselves is vocation, and this is articulated in our species. And thanks to that, we desire to be, and we have an awareness for solidarity. When this is not the way things are, or you disappear in a personal authoritarianism, or you just become part of a collective imagination, if you only say we become collectively abstract, and we sacrifice everything, even our own power. So that real education, the education that requires a civic attitude, being aware of personal things and social things, makes us understand how can organizations contributing to an achievement without resigning to myself and without being demagogic in favor of an abstract myself or ourselves. The country needs more experts, more technicians, more specialized professionals, but let's agree on this. It needs citizens. It needs professional training without citizenship leads to an ethical failure, because the only thing that will dominate is efficacy and not the relationship between ethics and efficacy. For Japanese physics, after the bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, sent a letter to American physics and they congratulated them for the efficacy or for their efficiency, and that's true. They were highly efficient. In Auschwitz also there was a high efficiency. Do you know what it is to exterminate 16 million people in 4 years? You need to have a very good management capacity. You need to be efficient for that. And criminal. Efficiency without ethics will never give us a result, a good society. Ethics have to do with the professional skill in the area of other people, of the person next to me. We all know by heart that you have to love others as you love yourself. This is part of the Bible. Love yourself, love others as you love yourself. What does this mean? This means to be socially demagogic, so I give the other people the love that the way as I love myself. I pay tribute to him. What does it mean to love him the same as I love myself? As I love myself, we need to understand first, what does love mean? Love is not being a good person, embracing others, give others a kiss. And in Spanish, we have a wonderful verb that has not much reflected on. It's a verb which is available, which is the verb querer. When we care about somebody, we say, I love you, but meaning te quiero, I care for you. And when I care for you, I'm not your owner. Loving is not being owner. The person who loves somebody else is not the owner of that person, does not have that person. We are owners of things for which we don't care. A glass is mine. It belongs to me. But if a horse, if I like a horse, if I love a horse is somebody I can talk to. I don't feel I'm the owner of that horse. I feel I love him. So loving is taking the risk of not having, and love the other people as we love ourselves is believing that we are not owners of that person. And I'm not an owner of myself either. Oscar Wilde said that it's convenient to be a little bit improbable or unlikely. Sometimes it would be a good thing to look at the mirror and be respectful to you. We don't know exactly what we mean when I say I or myself, but what love tells us, and I'm talking about politics, believe me, is that our significance, what we mean for ourselves, can be changed by what I mean for others. In any love relation, and this is not promotion of getting married or having two wives or two husbands. Generally, what I think of my couple or my couple feels about me, and we love our couple, and when we feel gratified or when we say thank you for somebody for loving us, we are telling him or her, thank you for not seeing me the same way as I see myself. These are just, it's a question of feelings. This is the gratitude of the beloved person. Thank you for seeing me the way you see me. Thank you for not seeing me the way I see myself, because otherwise, if we were narcissists, when she tells me, I adore you, I would say, of course. Sure, you adore me. This is a pathology. This is narcissism. Narcissism is the impossibility to understand that identity is a construction of the way people see us, the way we see us. When there is convergence between the different people looking at us, we have pluralism. So significances or meanings converge. A democratic republic system is a suspicious regime, because it is made up by three powers, each of which is intended to tell the others no. Everything's no. Without judicial power, we cannot live, but everything with the judicial power, we can't live either. The same with the other two powers. All three powers are mutually controlled in a republic in order to warn at the same time about their needs and their insufficiency. That's why it is a suspicious regime, because part of the this is part of the hypothesis that man is not good, but he can improve. Man can improve. If we start on the hypothesis that man is good, we end up in totalitarianism. This is self-sufficiency in presuming that knowing and identity are in the same place. What happens when that happens? We have people that say, I'm the mother of all Argentinians, and follow me. Let things, I'll take care of things. That's no love, because you don't love anybody. It's not approaching others, considering others as an autonomous being, but submit them by a patronizing state or with the idea that others are there to obey and not to share responsibilities. This is also called populism. I want to remind you what Javier González Fraga said, who also put on me the responsibility to talk about what he didn't want to talk about. But Javier said, if we do things incorrectly, we will have populism.
What we have to understand as an alternative to populism requires that we be deeply realistic, and we have to understand that if the populist democracy aspires to keep pushing forward a type of political power that reduces the power to the executive power, and executive power is only one person, a leader, then the republic, that job that was left unfinished many years ago, will also require many years of hard work to gain social credibility. It's a very slow reconstruction. And we have to understand that only if we come from the future back to the present, the future is a project and the present is implementation of that project. Only if we do that will we be able to be something that we have never been, something new. But in the meantime, who can bear the uncertainties of that transition? Considering the social poverty in our country, there are forces, there are thresholds. Living and persisting is not the same thing. We will all persist. Among other hypocrisies today, people generalize the value of some benefits. We hear quite frequently people talk about the fact that we will be able to have longer lives. People's life will be longer, and turning 90 will be like turning 70 in the past, and then 50 if God allows for that. But what's the sense of thinking of duration this way when the old age has lost every significant value as a social or cultural point of reference. What do we do with our old people? We sell them to the old people's homes. We make them last with lots of love. We provide them with entertainment, we care for them, we go and visit them, why not? But we do not expect anything from them, absolutely anything, and not because they are sick, not because most of them have Alzheimer's, but because nothing is expected from an old person. So the accumulated experience in an old person is usually not a point of reference to build the identity of present times, because to our current times not only pay too much attention to youth, but they also believe that time does not go by. Sometimes people tell me, you look like you've ever looked like. What do you mean by that? I have the right to look older, let's say, every 10 years. Why is it bad? What will happen to us if time goes by? Dear friends, death will be at the end, and this is the good thing we do for the other generation. It's a nice gesture. Imagine if we all lasted forever. Imagine how overcrowded this would be, and this lifting apology. It is terrible to always look the same. Imagine supporting this. What are we afraid of? Time is a tool to build ourselves, and it can also be a condition of our presence in the reality as creatures. We are creatures. Every birthday we celebrate two things. One cannot be confessed and the other one is very nice. A new year and 1 year less. But of course, we're not going to state this. But we have the moral duty, the philosophical duty, and the essential sense to admit that we are time. Democracy can always be improved. It cannot be realized. Democracy is continuously becoming better, aspiring to become better, but it never comes to an end. Authoritarian regimes are the only ones that consider that they have come to the end of the process. Are we Democrats? Do we want to be Democrats? Do we want to be democratic? Then let's work for the renewed improvement of our country, because an interesting country is not a country without problems, but a country that renews its problems, that transforms its problems. So what we wish for ourselves, to be able to renew our problems personally, results from the idea that an interesting person is a person who renews his problems, not a person who has no problems. A person with no problems is an early dead person. No problem, everything is okay. Awful. Everything okay? Yeah, no problem. Everything okay. A few days ago, I read a wonderful comic by Tute. A patient was lying with his analyst behind, and the patient told the analyst, I don't know who I am, I don't know what I want, I don't know where I come from, nobody loves me, but everything else is okay. So, a productive existence is a task that was created, that was born, not to be finished ever. So, in a country, we need to learn from our failures, to turn our failures into learning and not into complaints. Transform the days to come into the future, that is, into a project that can be coordinated with what's happening today, and the possibility to learn, to make time, to be patient. But to be patient, you need to have a reason. You cannot have hunger. You cannot be hungry. Or at least you have to be hungry for essential things. Argentina is a big country. It's a country that weighs a lot. But the demand for politics is key, because otherwise the reality will stay in the hands of specialists who are skilled in what they do, but who turn back to power to ask whether those skills may be executed in terms of a national development program. Not personal, not for my area, my sector. We have already seen this. Livestock and farming can do very well. They are doing better recently, but without politics and without policies, it is useless. Because we are condemned to survive and not to be part of the construction of our present time. Javier was saying we have to do away with the alternative of authoritarian populism. It is fundamental. Let's see if it is possible. Only through education. Letting the life of those who are condemned to last. And there are many ways of lasting. One was the one I've just mentioned, when a fundamental sector of national production is far from the general political project and opposes politics, because the politics only want to push it out. But when there's hunger, there's only place and room for anxiety and disappointment that many of us share in different levels, in a more or less intense fashion. You cannot expect anything from power. Politics is a fraud. Politics is predating use of the law. We have to fight that, but in order to fight that, we need to generate inclusion, work, health, education, and not through one administration, through 10, through several generations. Continuity is key in Argentina in terms of Republican democracy, because we're talking of continuously improving things. So the differences between the disagreements between those who get to power should be based on a shared ideal situation. Republican democracy tolerates administrations from the right and from the left. It is much better to have the right and the left alternate within the shared Republican ideal. But we're not there yet. Today, there is almost an apocalyptic approach. We're going to define what political system we're going to have. not what we're going to do within the same system.
Es extenuante.
It's really tiring,
¿Qué nos pasa?
but this is what's happening to us.
Si el proyecto republicano
If the Republican
empezara a
project
perfilarse como insoslayable,
started to become
es porque en la Argentina algo ha podido
unavoidable, then that's because Argentina has learned something.
más. Y si eso fuera así,
And if that were the
la
case,
deuda que el poder contrae
the-
con la población, con
the
la
debt
sociedad,
that the power has with the population, with society, especially
es infinitamente
with those
mayor.
who are suffering, is much larger. And the demand we have to place on those
A la República
who
Democrática
represent
puede
the
empezar a
Democratic
perfilarse
Republic
un futuro gobierno
and who
debe
can
ser
become the next administration has to be
rigurosísimo,
continuous,
implacable.
harsh.
No hay nada que comprender, hay que exigir. Porque si esa votación va en
Implacable,
respaldo de la
relentless,
República Democrática,
because if this goes against the Democratic
porque se ha
Republic,
mostrado
it's not
persuasiva,
because
sino porque se ha
it's being
comprendido que el otro
persuasive, but
camino
because
es
it has understood that the other road cannot be traveled.
sin atajos, decía Javier.
Javier said, with no shortcuts.
El diputado Ketlas
Congressman
dijo
Ketlaff
algo para mí
said
extraordinario.
something that I think is also extraordinary.
Dijo,
He said,
el territorio no es lo
the
que
territory is
heredamos,
not what we inherit.
es lo que construimos.
It is what
Lo que
we
heredamos es la
build.
topografía.
What we inherit is a topography.
Precisamente.
That's precisely the case.
Donde hay civilidad,
There is territoriality,
donde hay subjetividad,
if there is
donde hay idoneidad
subjectivity,
transformadora.
if there is transforming
El dilema de Adán en la
capacity.
Biblia, sugiero repasarlo
Adam in
con
the
razones
Bible
políticas.
faced a conflict which I
El dilema de
suggest
Adán
should
es que
be
a Adán le dicen que cuide lo que está
reconsidered.
constituido, ¿no? Lo llevan al
Adam
Edén,
is told to look after something which already exists,
y le
an interesting
pone a
exile,
disposición
and
lo que tiene calidad superior,
he
no lo de
has
afuera,
superior
lo que solo hay
quality
adentro,
things
que es
available
los
to
signos,
him.
la excelencia.
Excellence.
El mandato de Dios es que lo
God's
cuide,
mandate
que
is for
lo
him to
cuide.
look after that.
Y le pone un límite.
And God sets a limit, and He says, you can use everything,
Pero de
you have-
ese árbol no
but
comes.
don't eat from
Y de
that
ese otro
tree
tampoco, el de la
or
vida
from that other
del
tree,
conocimiento.
tree of life and tree of knowledge.
¿Qué límite le pone?
What is the limit that was
Le pone
set?
el límite de quien sabe
The
de
limit
qué índole es la criatura que fue
Is
llevada a
set by
vivir
someone
allí.
who
Es
knows
decir,
what
la de
that
alguien
creature
que
is
aspira
like.
a ser como él.
Somebody who aspires to be like him and who will want to try and have the same attributes. That person will not want to be someone who is lending that who is leasing that place, but who owns that place. When Adam and Eve are expelled from paradise, they are expelled because they wanted to be God. They did not accept any limit. So God's education was to tell them from now onwards, you will see what the limits are. You will have to work, and this will require hard work, patience, passions, and certainty. If you want to be humans, you might learn to be humans this way. You have to learn to make time, because eternity is not a good place for you. You are not me. You are the other. I created you to talk to each other, not to replace me. I need human beings. You need God. Let's supplement one another. Let us not substitute one another. I think that is what politics is, supplementing, not substituting. This is politics.
La
not
política es la
the
convivencia, es el cansancio de la propia suficiencia, es la celebración del prójimo como indispensable. Y todo eso,
not the brothel. This
vuelve a
is
aparecer en las palabras de Pablo
what we
Hapkin.
see in Pablo Hopkins' words. Argentina is lacking a political agreement.
Si falta un acuerdo político porque somos
If you lack a
fragmentos,
political
segmentos,
agreement, that's because we are fragments,
no gente
segments.
compartido, gente partida.
We are not shared. We are
La Argentina dijo
split.
debe ser federal.
He said Argentina has to be a federal country with no heroes, no authoritarian leaders. And he also
Frase extraordinaria.
said something that is quite thought-provoking. We have to think in 40 years' time terms, but I will not be here in 40 years' time.
Leemos mal a Belgrano.
We're not reading Belgrano enough. Remember 1816, Tucumán. What did Belgrano say?
Belgrano dice no.
He said,
no, que fundar una república ahora.
founding a republic now, we need a transition, at least 50 years. This comes from the colonial imperial structure. We need 40 or 50 years to have the necessary civic education. Let's start with what we can, but going in the right direction. And as to federalism, there's another story about Belgrano. Belgrano is nice, not only because of what our former president said, but he's really an extraordinary character. You know, he was appointed chief of staff of the Northern Army to try to stop the Spaniards coming from Peru, because Güemes was not able to stop them. So he requested help, and the government council appointed Belgrano as head of the army. And who was Belgrano? I'm saying this because sometimes we say, well, I'm not going to do this. I don't know if my efforts will be successful. Belgrano was an intellectual person from a high-class family. He spoke several languages. He was an attorney with a degree from Spain. He had been very brave in fighting the English in 1806, but military experience he had none. And he was appointed head of the Northern Army. Which army? You know the army was, right? In one of his letters sent to the government council from the north, he requests boots for his soldiers. First of all, because they didn't want to wear any shoes. They were walking barefoot. And he said, no, you're going to wear boots. You will have a uniform, you will wear boots. But he requested boots 2 sizes larger than what everyone needed, shoes. They had them have their hair cut because they were all wearing long hair. And they had them place their rifles on their shoulders. The head of the Northern Army. Initially, when he got there, they didn't like him. First of all, because he was coming from Buenos Aires. Secondly, because he spoke 4 languages, he was an attorney, but they had to fight the Spaniards. And he was small. His voice was not a really strong male voice. And he was 1.87 meters. But gradually, Belgrano showed them that those men were measured from here upwards. He showed courage, capacity to learn from failures, and he is eventually able to convince Güemes. And not only will he become Güemes's boss, but also a person loved by Güemes, who starts calling him my brother. The mayor was talking about 40 years. Well, there is a letter written by Belgrano, by Güemes to Belgrano. Güemes wrote, "Dear General and brother, I'm happy to tell you that we have been able to expel the goats from Salta, but I cannot convince them to go to Tucumán because you're saying that Salta is already free." General Belgrano's answer, "Dear General and brother Güemes, please convince your mates that they have that Salta is in Tucumán." This is called federalism, and we owe it to Belgrano. We have no past in the noble sense of the term because we still owe Belgrano, because we still owe Alberdi, because those who talked before us, those who talked about how the future is built, are still waiting for us. Let us turn them into key personalities of the 19th century, but they should not keep waiting for us. We have to turn this into our present time if we want to be real, if we really want to deserve our legacy. Thank you very much.
Gracias,
Thank you, Santiago. Thank you very much.
Santiago. Muchísimas gracias. Por favor. La verdad que cuando
When I dreamed of getting a job, I really imagined that a day would come like this one, that I would have the opportunity to have by my side somebody as Santiago. Thank you very much to all of you, because I'm persuaded that today we share this belief. I think that I didn't say anything new. I just reminded you of things that you already know.